All right, we're here on Dance Brain where we talk about the beauty of partner dancing, and I'm here with Kalann. Hello, Kalann.
Hello, hello. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
So we're gonna talk to Kalann about his dance journey and eventually get into tips about partner dancing and talk about why you should be partner dancing. So Kalann, Kalann, tell me, where did you start dancing?
Man, yeah. You know, it's really funny because growing up, I was not a dancer. I was not interested in dance. My sister danced, and that was her thing. And my two other brothers, we did martial arts and we wrestled. So dance was not on my radar at all. And I started in college mostly because I had a roommate who loved dancing. So he kind of softened me up a little bit to the idea. He kind of would bring me around to different things. We'd go to some, dance parties and things like that. And I was like, okay, this is cool. Maybe this is not, as crazy of a thing, and maybe I can get into this. My first partner dance, though, was about a year from that point. So I think it was the end of my sophomore year, and it was actually Lindy Hop. So Lindy was my first official partner dance.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Did you see similarities between sports and dance?
Not initially. I started because a friend of mine wanted backup. He was interested in a young lady there, and he was like, "Bro, come with me, please." And I was like, "All right, I guess, I will." And because I was cutting weight at the time for wrestling, I was like, "Okay, well, this is something physical that's not running for the entire day." So I said, you know what, let's check this out, let's try it. And I kind of hated it. I got into it because it was challenging, because it was different, but I didn't actually enjoy it. And I did it for about 3 months up until the first social. So I didn't go to a social, I was going to classes for about 3 months. And right around that 3-month mark, I went to a social, and I remember the feeling of getting there, asking someone to dance, and then the song starts, and I have no idea what I'm doing. That moment of like fear, of like, oh wow, I've been going for 3 months and I know nothing. It's funny enough would cause me to actually stick it out and to take it seriously.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what made you keep going? It was the fear that made you keep going. It was interesting.
That is because I felt like, I was like, oh, this is dance. This is easy. There's no way that this is going to be any different than going out in front of a crowd and, wrestling in spandex, right? But in that moment, it was crazy. I felt like my mind blanked, and something about that, I was like, oh, I want to lean into this. Like, there's challenge here. There's something for me here, and I think it's just kind of my personality. If there's challenge, little adversity, little something there, I'm like, okay, I'm more likely to lean into it.
Yeah, I guess like sports, there's progression, measurable progressions of milestones.
Yeah.
And partner dance can have that, but it doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to, yeah.
But for some, it could be the carrot that keeps them going.
Yeah. I'd say that was the case for me, and after that point, I said, I'm never gonna let this happen again. That was the point for me where I realized that just like with wrestling, dance is something that deserves respect. Just like any other sport, you can't just come to it, like, oh, I'm just gonna do whatever and it's gonna be fine. Like, I think there's a level of with anything in life, any discipline, whether it's rock climbing or swimming or anything, like, you want to take it seriously. The more you put into it, which doesn't mean taking it serious. The more you put into it, the more you get out. And I wasn't really putting a lot into it for those 3 months. So I didn't get a lot out. I ended up having a great night that night. And then someone introduced me to salsa, and that took over.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what was your progression after Lindy Hop? Did you stick with it and say, hey, this is for me? or say, oh, I like it, but want to try other things? What was the mindset?
Funny enough, so I've been dancing for about 10 years now. I've kind of circled back a little bit to Lindy. I went to a couple of events not too long ago, and intentionally went because I wanted to kind of dip back into that bag and pick up some of the skills. I'm mostly dancing fusion now, which the idea of fusion is different depending who you ask, but the short version is you're combining different ideas and concepts and moves from different dances. So that's kind of the, that's kind of fusion in a nutshell. We could say a whole lot more, but yeah, that'd be a different podcast. But yeah, I mean, salsa for me, it fit, it felt like home in a way that I just like couldn't find anywhere else.
Was it the music? Or was it the people? Everything?
All the
ingredients.
I think it was, I have this memory of watching like Sesame Street growing up. And I remember there was like an episode where there's like music and dancing and all that. And I didn't make the connection until super recently. But that was like one of the first impressions of dance. I remember having this moment of like, oh, that'd be really cool to do as like a little kid. And then forgetting about that for years until super recently. But when I finally tried it, the movements made sense. It felt like I was connecting martial arts and wrestling and those different things that I had picked up just growing up, doing sports, doing things, to movement and to conversation, So
the dance opened up and showcased your style of movement, the way you wanted to move.
Yes. It was just like, oh, I have this whole other lexicon that I haven't been using, this whole other way of speaking, of relating, of talking, of interacting and engaging that I've kind of suppressed, or maybe I just felt like I didn't have a place to use that. And dance, it felt like that was the first time I was able to kind of go deeper with myself. So yeah, it was addicting. I was going like 5 times a week.
Yeah,
it was a lot. It was a lot.
And salsa music has a different energy than maybe Lindy Hop music.
Yeah, I'd say
similar in a lot of ways too, but it makes you want to move in a certain way.
Yeah, I think the way that it made me want to move was maybe more native to what was in me. It was funny. I kind of had a reputation on campus as the quote unquote salsa guy, which I'd only been doing it for maybe 6 months at that point. But I'm a very jump in it all the way, like all in type of person. And I was all in when it came to that. I was at every practice I could get. Eventually we started the Latin Dance Club. We did some performances, there was a lot. There was a lot in there. Yeah.
You mentioned the point in your life where you said, oh, I want to stick with it. What moment in your life have you found where like, oh, I love this?
Yeah.
This is a passion, not just a hobby.
It's kind of funny, actually. I dated a person in salsa, and she was a big part of why I even tried it out in the first place. But I think after that ended, I still wanted to do it, and I still wanted to be involved in it, but not just salsa, but also bachata, and I was learning West Coast swing, and I started kind of getting around and learning blues. I'd seen some of those dances before, but there was a point where I realized, I was like, no, I want this. I actually want this in my life. This is something that I want to do for me. And it wasn't just about the fact that I was able to, to drop 7 pounds a night in sweat, right, and make weight for my wrestling tournament, or, just getting to, to meet new people. It was all of those things. The community, it was the flow, the connection with myself, the connection with others, the expression. In a lot of ways, I felt like even spiritually, it was something that I could see, I grew up in church. I grew up kind of seeing different ways of expression and praise and worship, and I felt like this was another way that I didn't even consider prior to, of worship, of moving our bodies in a way that is thankful and praiseworthy, and it was just, it was all these things kind of like hitting at once. I was like, oh, I love this. This is me. This is part of me, you know?
Yeah, I've never thought of dance as worship. It can be spiritual for sure.
Yeah.
Religious, but the intention of I'm doing this because it's a purpose to kind of pay homage to something, or to do it because it's something bigger than yourself. I haven't thought about dance in those terms in a while.
You know, it's funny because we'll say grace sometimes before food. We say thanks and things like that before food, but how often do we say thanks for movement? Yeah. You know?
Thanks for partner dancing. Thanks for you being present.
Yes.
Thanks for the location. Thanks for there's 100 people here at this one given time in the timeline of life that are here for the exact same reasons you are, more or less. We don't think about that like that.
That one was a game changer for me, you know.
And who are the spirits above pulling all the strings, right?
Yeah.
If there are any.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. I think there are, but
So dance has also allowed you to meet a lot of people, it seems.
I'd say so, yeah. I'd say so.
Be part of a community.
You know, the community part is really, really funny because, again, growing up in church, I was used to the community aspect. I was used to that. And I think maybe in some ways I took it for granted because I kind of just like grew up in it and around it. And I was like, oh, I've always had people. I've always had a tribe. And then, you know, doing sports, especially, you know, a team sport, like, you know, you come into campus, you come into school somewhere, you have people who are there more or less who have your best interest at heart, more or less, right? Yeah. I was visiting family in Illinois, out in Joliet, and there was this big dance thing in Chicago. This was maybe 3 years into my like dance journey. I was like, oh, you know what? One of my friends just moved out there, but they weren't actually there in that area. They moved away, but they still had friends in Chicago. And they were like, oh, you know what? I'm going to connect you with so-and-so. And the people they connected me with, they were like, oh, if you need a place to stay, you can crash with us. You can use our house if you need it. These are the events that we go to. You can go to any of these. And they were so hospitable. It just like, it kind of like, it blew my mind in a way that I wasn't fully prepared for, you know?
Yeah. It's like the community you build in dance, partner dance specifically. It's like a community that you would build in church or school or your occupation where people can geek out about the subject matter forever, but also they feel like they know you. Yeah. Because they do.
They do. Yeah. I mean, I think what's kind of been my experience is that, not to say that, you know, I don't have a great church community or, you know, or things like that, but I feel like with dance, because people want to be there, there's a different kind of energy there. Like people choose to be there and they choose to take care of the garden that they're in. Yeah. Because we're all eating from it. And it just, not to say that, you know, it's perfect and that there are no issues or things that can't change, but it feels like people take care of people. They cultivate the garden that they want to live in, that they want to eat in, that they want to take part of. And that's been my experience no matter where I've been.
Yeah. It's different than like your work community, right?
But you have to be there.
You have to be there. You're not necessarily going to clean up the mess because someone else may do it. Yeah. And it's not your job. Your job is to do X, Y, or Z. Yes. But in other communities like dance or maybe religious communities or sports communities, right? You're there because you want to be there. Yeah. And
there's no like direct incentive to be kind or to be caring other than the delight of another person. You know?
And there might be a hierarchy of like responsibilities, but like you said, it's a garden where you're a big part of it. Yeah. You are influencing how that garden turns out. Yeah. So partner dance creates a garden of a community. And you're a flower.
I mean, we can be flowers.
You can be tomatoes.
We can be cucumbers. You know,
Yeah.
like. And I think everyone brings something different to it. Like everyone brings a different kind of. I think there are some people who are more fit for roles like support roles. I think I'm good at the marketing part.
Yeah.
I'm good at telling people about things and meeting people. I'm not so great at the organizing. Organizing is not my strong suit, you know?
The fruit gets all the love of the garden, right?
Yeah.
That's the end goal. That's a shiny object. But the garden also has soil.
Yes. Yeah.
Shovels.
Yes.
Water. I can keep going, but I don't
we could,
keep
but
going. So, partner dancing has allowed you to find another garden to play in.
I'd say so, yeah.
And you dance other styles as well, right?
Yes.
What are the current styles that you dance?
So currently, a lot of my attention and time has gone to coaching. I'm kind of back in wrestling after some time away from it, so I don't get to do as much as I would like to. I'm mostly in fusion these days. That's probably where you're going to find me. And then I've been taking some time to be super intentional about bachata and also tango super recently too. So trying to continue growing my skill in those areas.
What are your goals generally in dance? What are your goals?
You know, they kind of rotate, but I think currently it's a goal of rediscovery and figuring out how I can authentically express me using different tools and different means. So it's almost, I'd say it's like learning a language. Ultimately, I think the goal when we're learning a language is to be able to express our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions in real time. And that's what I'm looking to do, but using bachata or using tango to do that. Those are two dances that bachata was one. It was the second dance that I really fell into after salsa. So it feels like it's the easiest to pick up, but it's also constantly evolving. It's changing, and so I want to be able to connect with the next generation of bachata dancers. I want to be able to have those conversations and bring in ideas from the other things that I've danced without sacrificing the language. And then with tango, it's something that I've always thought was really cool. That's another one of those ones I grew up seeing and I was like, oh, that looks fire, but I'm probably never gonna do that, so I don't need it, right? And
but never is now.
Never is now. Never is now. So yeah, those are the dances that I'm playing in currently.
So it seems like every dance style is a new language.
Yes. Yeah.
And the more languages that you learn, the more you can express yourself.
Yes.
Because you may not be totally native to the language that you first learned. Maybe you learn French and you grew up in America and like French embodies what you want to be or embodies what you want to say. Yeah.
And there are also, what I found, the more styles that I've learned or experienced is that each one kind of lends itself to a certain kind of expression in a way where I think some languages help you articulate some ideas more clearly or more exactly. Salsa is one that when I'm experiencing joy, but also a lot of, I'll say, competitive sort of like fire. It's a dance that I find very easy to kind of put those things in, The highs, it's very, very, very easy for that. What I'm finding with tango, similar to blues, is that they're very grounding. They're very in the moment, super present, very deliberate dances. It's not something you just kind of rush through. You have to take your time, and I have a hard time doing that. So it's not native to me as a person, but it's helpful in that it gives me this sort of pressure gauge of like, oh, maybe I'm doing too much, and I need to bring it down. I need to be more here, more in the moment.
So depending upon your mood or your intention, you can, if you know more dances, pick the dance that embodies what your goals are for the day, for the moment, for the week, for the year.
I'd say I'm also a fan of like mixed martial arts with MMA, and I think when you think about MMA as a genre, there are all of these different influences. There's judo, there's boxing, there's kickboxing, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, wrestling. There are all these things, sambo, there's all these different things kind of coming in. And depending on the situation, you might need a technique or an idea from one more than the other.
Yeah.
But you might express it using a concept from something else.
Yeah.
Like the idea of counter-striking in karate or blitzing in karate. You can use that with wrestling technique. And being able to blend those things in that moment. You might just need it for that moment. It might have taken, a year, 4 years, 5 years to build that up. But because you have that in that moment, you're able to express exactly what you need to accomplish that specific goal. Similarly, with dance, I think the more that you explore, the more you're able to express what you're feeling, but also what someone else is.
Yeah.
You can empathize with more. You can recognize more. So it's, I love this stuff, man. I can talk about this all day. I love this stuff.
I have a question for you. I think
Sure.
you're the perfect person to ask this question because it may be tough to articulate, but I think you can do
Ooh, I like articulating tough questions.
it. So, piggybacking on what you just said, what type of conversations are happening during a partner dance? What's being expressed between one person and another?
Yeah.
You like that question?
I love the question. Okay. I think, I want to say it changes, and it depends on the people involved in the conversation, but also the context and the music. Those all sort of shift the little bits of that conversation. But at its core, I think it's a negotiation for trust. I think that's one of the ties across different dances. It's, can I trust you? Are you trustworthy? But also, can you present as trustworthy to someone else? And it's really hard to lie up close. It's really hard to be disingenuous about your intentions up close.
Yeah.
Someone is physically close to you, and they're also usually in contact with you. So it's hard for you to not tell the truth in your body. Your body will betray you if you're trying to mask. You can maybe wear it on your face and in your words, but it's really hard to do that in real time. So it forces you to get rid of the fluff. And I think a lot of the time when you experience blocks, it's because there's fluff there, there's lies, there are things you're trying to present as something. Maybe you want to be perceived as something that you aren't, or that you don't believe you are. Or that your intentions in that moment in time are one thing, and you're not being honest about what those intentions are. So it comes back to trust. It comes back to, what do I actually truly want here and now? And I think when we get to that point, the dance then becomes a visual representation of that thing.
Of trust.
Of trust. It's,
Yeah. It's deep.
Am I cooking? Am I making sense?
It's
Am I making
deep.
sense? Yeah.
Yeah, partner dancing is a language, right?
Yeah.
And language is also based on trust, right?
I'd say so.
Because if we both agree that certain words mean certain things, then I can express exactly what I want to express to you.
Yes.
And hopefully you'll understand exactly what I'm feeling, because the words mean the same to us. For partner dancing, it is about trust as well. I trust you that, I can express myself in the way that I want to, but also you can express yourself in the way that you want it too. So I'm giving the trust back.
Yes.
And it's hard because it's also a negotiation where sometimes you can't talk to people on the same wavelength all the time.
Yes.
And that could be difficult, but for some people you'll click instantly. And that's life, that's partner dancing.
Yeah. I think we call that dance chemistry. I think and that's usually what I found is it's usually complementary goals or intentions.
Yes.
For me, where I am in my life now, when I go to dances, I'm going because because I enjoy it. I actually do enjoy being there.
Yeah.
And I enjoy the conversation. I enjoy the back and forth, the banter, the playfulness.
Yeah.
It's a place for me to be fun and not serious. It's a place for me to be able to just kind of express ideas, thoughts, and bounce those ideas off of someone else.
Yeah.
So if I'm going and someone else's intention is like, hey, I came by myself, but I'm not trying to leave by myself. That's usually where we're like, oh, we're not on the same page. You know, we have different goals. So usually the chemistry isn't there, you know, because we're just our alignment is different. In no shade to someone if that's the reason that you're there for, but it's like that's not the reason that I'm there for. So we're not looking for the same things, you know.
Yeah, in an ideal world, you think of partner dancing as this event where there are conversations happening all the time between two people on the dance floor. Say there's 100 people, 50 couples.
Yeah.
They're all having their own conversations. And one conversation might be, oh, let's play a little bit. Let's be a little playful. Let's be a little improvisational.
Yeah.
Let's stretch where our comfort levels could be. And then some conversations can be, I just want to move.
Yeah.
I want to exercise.
Yeah, I want to sweat.
I want to sweat.
I came to sweat.
And then some conversations are like, I don't really know what I want. I'll let you lead the conversation, and if I have something to say, I'll add something.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, a dance floor has lots of conversations happening at once, and every conversation can be different between different people. So learning more dance styles and learning to communicate well with other people allows you to have communication with other people. In ways that, you know, if you only had one skill, one dance style, you're maybe limiting, but also you're very proficient in this one style of talking. So it's an interesting dynamic.
It is. To that dynamic, it's interesting. What I've noticed is that in different dances, there are, I'd say, maybe typically the roles are lead and follow. That's usually how it goes. Generally speaking, you know, there's one dancer who leads, one dancer who follows. And so it's usually, the way that I like to think about it is one is driving and the other is in the passenger seat. And so as one is navigating the dance, the other usually has more or less say depending on the dance. There are some dances where, you know, it's like we're both here, we're equal, we're 50-50. I'm saying, hey, we're gonna go here, and you say, oh, let's make a right, let's make a left, and I respond to that. And there are other dances where essentially I'm saying, hey, I'm gonna take you somewhere, and you're like, okay, and that's it, right? But what I found is the more dances that I do, the more sensitive I am to where someone else is and what they want. Some people, they just want to sit along for the ride, and they do so much outside of dance that they don't want to think. They just want to be in the moment, in their bodies, and they want me to take them somewhere.
Yeah.
And there are others who are like, no, I want to contribute to this. And it takes away from them and their creative expression to not be able to speak. And when they feel like I'm listening and there's that back and forth, they're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. You know, we'll have those moments. And those are usually dances that I enjoy more anyways. It's when there's this back and forth. Because I know where I want to go. Where do you want to go?
Yeah, so I was going to ask you, what is your ideal partner dance?
Yeah.
It seems like you enjoy reading the partner, figuring out what the partner wants, and try to amplify and take the partner there.
Yes. It's when it's back and forth, when it's a conversation that has rises and falls, and we're able to not just be aligned on the rhythmic or the melodic level, but we're able to talk about what we want from the song in real time. Especially, the song might be really dramatic and we're like, oh, we can get into character and be super dramatic. Or the song is really playful and we're being light and we're, you know, adding storytelling to it. Those are the Those are wonderful. Those are wonderful moments.
Yeah, where you feel like you're really in sync.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, and then at the end of it, it's like, wow, this was amazing. We created something beautiful, like a snowflake in real time. It's unique. It will never happen again.
Yeah.
That's also kind of the sad part sometimes too.
Yeah,
It's like, oh.
you can't replicate the same moment with the same part of the same song necessarily. You can try.
You could try.
But it probably won't materialize in the same way.
Yeah.
How long did it take for you to get to that moment of realization where you enjoy the conversation back and forth?
I'd say pretty quickly after I got into West Coast swing, actually. So the way that I had learned salsa was very much like, I'm the lead, I'm driving, and you're in the passenger seat, and that's it. It was, you need to have a plan, so you learn all the moves so that you can go through all the moves when you dance. And when I learned West Coast swing, the way that I was taught, I didn't learn the footwork first. I learned the connection, I learned the stretch. And I was like, when do we step? What's the, and it was like, well, it depends. I'm like, what do you mean it depends? It's not on one, on two, what count, right? And that kind of helped me deconstruct how I was approaching life in a lot of ways, where very like, okay, we do this and we do this and we do this and we do that. There's a right, there's a wrong, very black and white. But I learned West Coast swing almost in this sort of, this fusion sense where it became about the person, not about the performance. It was about what was happening here, not about, oh, was I on the one? Were we on the two? Are we in alignment?
Yeah. It's not about the people watching you.
Yes.
It's about the person you're with.
Yes. Yeah. And that, like, I was like, when that clicked, I think that ruined me for a lot of dances. That moment was what I think ultimately led me to fusion now. So
yeah. Let's talk about that for a bit.
Sure. Let's go.
Performative dancing versus dancing for yourself or your partner. Some people like to show off. Some people want their goal to be, hey, I want everyone to know that I can do this thing really
You want to look good and be...
Especially in this world of cameras and recording. But then there's others who would prefer not to be seen by any eyes, a camera, a person. And they shy away from the spotlight. And neither are good or bad. It's just you can be both in this world. And you can thrive as a more shy dancer or as a more
exuberant, showy, flashy.
Dancer.
I think I started out as kind of showy, but that was because I was self-conscious. So that was me sort of pushing against that discomfort. And I would project confidence because I wasn't confident. I would project bigness because I wasn't. I prefer to sit in the background. I prefer to not be the center of attention. But if I was gonna be in the middle, if eyes were gonna be on me, then I'm like, I need every eye to be on me, At least that's what I wanted to project. I wanted to show that. So it was kind of a fake it till you make it thing. And then I realized I was faking it way too much, and that I needed to take a step back. But I think it's a good thing to have a little bit of both. I mean, even when we talk about, for the marketing of any dance, if it doesn't look appealing, if it doesn't look like it's in alignment, like there's sync between the two people, like they're enjoying it or they're enjoying the moment, it's really hard to convince other people to try it out. If I was like, hey, you want to go to this restaurant, and all the photos of the restaurant, the food looked janky, like the food looked all kind of crazy, it would be really hard for me to get you, without enough trust on your end of me and my palate, to actually walk in. So I can see how we might. So I think sometimes we demonize the showy, flashy, but it's necessary. It's a necessary part. Just like it's also important to have those intimate, real, meaningful off-camera moments. And I think some of my best dances. No, I think all of my best dances have happened off camera. I think there might be one or two that I was like, oh, that was a great one that got captured.
Yeah.
But the vast majority, I'd say 80, 90%, there's no record of it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, but
You definitely dance different when there's a camera or a light in your face,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I think so.
Because that's a record. It can be uploaded on YouTube and there forever. So you'll probably dance a little differently.
Yeah. I think we smile a little bit more, you know, or a little bit more eye contact when we're dancing, a little more like in love maybe, or more, you know, conscious of where our face is. Yeah.
Yeah. You're kind of known in the scene as a very good dipper and person who can lift people as well. It seems like, from what you've told me, that you want the other person to be the center of the attention. You're there to support them and showing them off, whether it's, you know, high in the air or lower to the ground, right?
You know what's funny is I think we were talking about this a little earlier, but I didn't really start doing a lot of the bigger, like the lifts and things like that, until super recently in my dance journey. And I learned a lot of the lifts, the body mechanics from wrestling. So a lot of it I've been comfortable with, but I wouldn't do it in a social for a lot of reasons. Some places they frown on it, you know, they're not really big fans of like big lifts. I remember the first time I went to a Lindy event that one of my dance partners and we had been practicing a lift, and I did it, and they were like, that was really cool, but you can't do that here.
Yeah.
And that moment kind of always stuck with me. I was like, oh, I don't want to ruffle too many feathers. I don't want to, you know, cause any trouble. Most of the time, I don't want to cause any trouble, and yeah, so I didn't really use them until I think kind of having a couple moments of this is okay to do. People do enjoy this, but it needs to be safe, it needs to be controlled, and I need to be able to make sure that the other person is comfortable with it and that they want it. So I typically I'm clear about asking, hey, are you okay with this? Are you good with lifts, dips, things like that, you know? And then I also actually do practice them outside of the social. The social is not a place to go and practice things that you saw on YouTube, right? It's not a place it's like, no, you need to actually make sure you can do this, because it is very serious. Like when you do lifts, big things like that, if there's a slip up or something like that, there can be serious repercussions. So you need to be very careful and very deliberate about what you do. You have to take that level of responsibility with it, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of work under that. Under that, yeah.
Dips and lifts are fun, and they're kind of the marketing of partner dancing.
I would say so.
When you see a clip of learn how to dance for your wedding, there's always like a dip that happens, or a big lift, or some showcase finale pose, right? And that can be part of partner dancing, but it doesn't have to be. So if you enjoy being the center of attention, partner dancing could be for you. But if you don't like the big flash, you can also enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I'd say so.
What would you say to people who are kind of on the fence about partner dancing and are curious about it but haven't really jumped into it yet?
Yeah. Stay curious. Stay curious. Like, I think when I was younger, I was a lot more on fire about it, and I was very much like, everyone needs to do this. Everyone needs to try it. It's a dance for everyone.
Yeah.
I still do think there is, but you might not be in a place where this is what you need. You might not be in a place where, you know, where you know, the dance scene is going to give you everything that you're looking for and everything that you hope. But watch the videos, talk to people about it, learn about it, be interested in it, because I think eventually you're going to find the right thing at the right time. And I think with most people who love it and who get the most out of it, they didn't try forcing themselves in it. It happened naturally. I think everyone should try it, but I think it's like, oh, you might not be ready for it at this particular moment in time, so take your time.
Yeah.
It'll happen when it's supposed to happen, and not a moment sooner.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are just scared to dance.
A little bit.
For whatever reason, but like swimming, once you just jump into the deep end.
Well,
well,
that's actually how I learned how to swim. I don't recommend that.
We jump into the shallow end, which
Yeah.
you're not allowed to do that.
You
but
should probably walk very gently in, maybe get some lessons, you know. But I think it's different for everyone, right? I think everyone's a little different. My personality kind of put me on a path to where I needed to have that sort of that shock experience, that like, oh,
the challenge,
exactly,
that sink or swim mentality.
I needed that, but that's what got me in it. That's not what's kept me in it.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
that's what got me to say, okay, you know what, I can lock in, I can do this, I can figure this out. You know.
Yeah, that makes sense. How has partner dancing changed your life outside of dance? If it has
man. It has. I mean, I think I've chilled out a lot. I've mellowed out a lot. It's made me a lot more considerate of how other people are experiencing life. It's made me considerate of how I am, because I think I grew up with a very direct personality, very sharp tongue, you know, and I was the middle, and I lived up to a lot of the stereotypes, but I think I was very, very sharp with my tongue, and didn't really, it was like, well, you know, if I'm right, I'm right. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. That's just how the facts don't care about. I was very much like that, right?
Yeah.
And I think social dance it's made me aware of my energy in real time, and how I might mean something to mean one thing, but that could be received totally different because of how it's said. How you carry yourself, how you do things really does shape how other people experience life in real time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do I care more about being right, or do I care about how the other person feels? Do I care more about myself and validating me, or do I care about taking care of someone else? And I can do both those things. I don't think it should just be one thing or the other. You shouldn't, you know, just acquiesce to the, you know, to the emotions or the feelings or the, you know, the experience of others, but you should not also abandon yourself. There's a balance between these two, right? There's a balance between these two, you know, finding that middle ground, that sweet spot where it's both and. That's, I think, what dance has helped me to do. So,
It's not binary.
Yeah.
It's not all good, all bad.
No,
it's all one or two. It can be both.
Exactly that. Yeah.
And it seems like you've learned to communicate in a more sophisticated way.
No, I was like that growing up. I was pretty silver tongued, you know. No. I think it's helped me be a little more aware of myself, which I think is a good thing. I think we could all benefit from self-awareness, but also not being self-critical, having grace for ourselves. Dance definitely made me more gentle with how I speak about myself. You know. Yeah.
It's also fun, right? We didn't really.
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I don't think it's.
No.
I think it's. No, I'm kidding. It's it's probably the most fun you can have. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'll correct myself, but yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. It's tremendous. I think the amount of flow that I've gotten to experience in dance has just been like, I have not experienced that in anything else. Just, yeah, no, it's so rewarding. It's so much fun.
Well, what's the flow to those who don't know? What's the flow to you?
The flow to me, the flow is the moment where things just click. It's this alignment with self, with the moment, with everything around you. It feels like time is both slowing down and speeding by, and you have to experience it to experience it. Me saying this is only going to make sense if you've experienced it. It's like trying to describe the best meal you've ever had to someone who's never had good food. If you haven't had good food, you don't know what I'm talking about. But when you have, we don't have to have experienced the same thing for you to say, you know, I get it. I understand it. And dance has been that. Dance has been just, oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in the ever-growing digital world, right?
Yeah, I'd say that.
You find the flow with someone in real time, in person, that doesn't involve a screen.
Yeah.
It can involve a screen.
It can involve a screen, yeah.
You know, there's screens all the time, and even in dance spaces, there are screens. But the flow, the finding your peace and artistic expression
Yes.
and not knowing what's real and what time it is. And it's beautiful.
It's like a full surrender to the moment. And again, I can't say there's anything else that I've experienced like it. And I think you're bringing in so many senses to the moment, you know, touch and smell and sight, and you're hearing so much in the music and in yourself and in your partner. You become aware of all this at the same moment, but it's not overwhelming. That's the thing. It's you would think with all of that sensory input that it might be overwhelming.
Yeah.
And not that it can't be, right? You know, you could experience that, but what I've experienced is it feels like I'm perfectly set in myself, and it's just.
And all this is usually happening without talking. So you're exercising a lot of senses that don't involve listening to someone speak. You're hearing someone without hearing their words.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Can you talk while you dance?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I can.
Can you dance well and talk at the same time?
Not well.
Yeah. Okay.
Not well. I've never tried to dance well while talking. Because usually when I'm talking, it's like it was probably a conversation that started off the dance floor. You start dancing and then you continue talking. Or you'll talk because, you bumped into somebody, you'll ask if they're okay, and then they'll respond.
Yeah, those.
Or the conversations can be about the song. It could be about how they're feeling in the moment, or be about an injury. But I've never tried to like be very, very fancy while talking.
Yeah.
How about you?
No, it doesn't work. What I found is that I think it's the parts of my brain that are responsible for the conversation are also active in the dance. So if we start talking, I'm like, hey, look, I gotta apologize because I'm probably gonna step on your foot. We're probably gonna bump knees. It might be like a weird shoulder check or something like that. Yeah, no, I can't do it. I can't do it.
And also usually when you're being polite, when someone talks to you, you're looking at their face, right?
Yes, yeah.
It's not always the most respectful thing to do to look at someone's face throughout the entire song.
The entire song, you're just here. Yeah,
so
it can be intense.
So talking may distract you from your more traditional mechanics of where your attention is. You may not be paying attention to flow craft or the connection points of where the partner is going, or even to the music, right? Yeah. As we wrap up, do you have any final pieces of advice for those who are curious about partner dancing, or anything you want to say to them?
I'd say keep learning. Keep learning about it. Stay curious. It's been one of the most rewarding things I've ever gotten to do, and I think had I known then what I know now, I would have done it sooner. But I can say that because of how much I've experienced now, you know. And I think at the time, I wouldn't have been convinced. I would have, me now would say those things, and I probably would say, okay, I hear you, but whatever, you know. So yeah, I just say, just be curious, be open, and you'd be surprised how much it can do for you, how much it can open your life and change things. Yeah, I definitely would have done it sooner.
Yeah. You know? And the beauty of dancing is you can start at any age. You can start when you're older.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
There are dances that are more, I guess, easier on the body than others. Some are slower, some are faster. Some people dance because they want to exercise a lot, and there are dances that can accommodate that too. So,
I mean, whether you're looking for something to do, like you just need a new hobby, or you need to get some energy out, or you're looking for something, you know, exercise or socializing, there's so much there. I think the only thing that it doesn't do is make you more money, but but actually, I mean, I don't know. I think it's fairly easy to get into. Most dances just require space and yourself, and then maybe a little cover fee, but
Yeah. Well, money is just trading value, right? So maybe dance increases your value.
ooh. You know what?
Yeah.
I like that. I like that spit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You're putting more in the bucket, the piggy bank of value.
Yeah. Like, who doesn't love a brother who can dance, who can do a little two-step?
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're putting down. I'm picking it up. I like that.
And like he mentioned, there are people who go to dance just to socialize. That's their main priority.
Yeah.
Or they just want to listen to music. Or they just want to go out and be a part of a crowd. Or they just want to eat or drink. And that's totally okay.
If you dance more, you can typically eat or drink more.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's one of the motivations for staying in shape that I have right now. It's like, hey, if I continue to do this, I can enjoy more Thanksgiving. So yeah.
And then if you dance more, you can eat more.
That's it. That's what I'm saying.
That's the biggest benefit.
I think so. And you don't realize how much energy you burn, like how many calories you burn until you look at the end of the night. Like when I said earlier, I said, oh, like I dropped 7 pounds in a night. That wasn't a joke. That wasn't something I was like I sweat a lot, right? But
Yeah.
It's cardio. But it doesn't feel like cardio all the time. It doesn't feel like it's this long, boring thing. It's so active and dynamic and just, yeah.
Yep. And you're also exercising your mind too.
Yes. Yeah.
And your mind can get calluses and build up strength and endurance, right? Wow. What can't partner dancing do? Give you more money.
Give you more. Well, if you start teaching,
maybe.
right? If you start teaching, right, or maybe you have a dance page or something like that. That could be another way that it could pour back in your pocket. So.
So all is to say, partner dancing in particular, can fill your bucket, whatever the bucket you want to fill, more or less.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Well, thank you, Kalann, for your time. Thanks for your wisdom.
Yeah. Anytime.
And thank you for watching Dance Brain, where we talk about partner dancing. And we'll see you on the next episode.